No Game, No Life, Volume 7, Chapter 2, Part 4. Whodunnit, Overthinking. Sora followed behind Shiro as she hobbled along. Hey, Shiro, they say you can still grow even after you're 17, so chin up, okay? I am so fine. So alright. Her voice was the very opposite of fine. When Shiro, of all people, went to take a bath all on her own, Sora felt deep regret. Shiro was 11, with 1 die 1.1, with 16 17.6. He shouldn't have given her so many. He'd known she worried about her childish figure, even though she was a child. They'd already been playing this monstrous game for 18 days. Anyone would be worn out in this situation, both mentally and physically. So what would happen if he carelessly gave her more dice than she started with? And she didn't like how she looked. Surely it would be a shock. You're such a worthless piece of shit not to understand a girl's feelings at least this much. Sora ground his teeth, following his sister as she wobbled with hollow steps into the changing room. Hey, I know what it is. You're tired, you know? You gotta get in the bath, get a good night's sleep, and then you'll feel a little better. Wash my back. Yeah. Wash your back. Then you'll feel refreshed, right? Sora did his best to smile and nod at Shiro's requests as they exited the changing room. Wash my hair. Yeah. After 2 weeks of this spectacular adventure, you gotta do something, right? And then they were in the bath chamber, presumably. It was hard to tell with the elven style of architecture. There was steam in the open air enclosure, though, and no roof, making it less of a bath and more of a hot spring. Until now, Sora hadn't had the energy to concern himself with things like scenery. But seeing this open air bath, his heart raced. Just relax in this bath and forget everything, and you should feel better in no time, he thought. And while you wash my hair. While Sora stood entranced by the bathtub, Shiro continued. Unleash your pent up craving on me. Huh? Violate me. It'll be like a dojinshi. Like a dojinshi. Yeah, I got it the first time. Alright? Uh. Shiro had her back to Sora as he spoke. Why am I here with you? You need someone to wash your back and hair who's. Sora looked around, but all he saw. Who's gonna do it? Was Shiro turning toward him with nothing on, with only a towel around his waist. Sora felt as if ice had been poured down his back. He finally realized that he was facing his naked sister alone in the bath. Hey, don't be ridiculous. Come on. Hold up for a second, will you? Sora quickly averted his gaze as cold sweat poured down him like a waterfall. Shiro, you're 17. Think about the rating. What are you gonna do if this book gets banned? Brother, you're wrong. Why? With the most innocent of smiles, Shiro took a step forward. At the same time, Sora took a step back. Why is Shiro's smile so scary? My dice aren't 1.1 years each. I see, understood Sora. Of course, Shiro's wasn't exactly 11. She'd had her 11th birthday, and then they'd come to Disboard. She was 11 years and 7 months. So her dice weren't 1.1 years each. They were 1.15833 years. But so what? Wasn't that within the margin of error? Thump, thump. Step by step, Sora retreated and wondered, but Shiro seemed to read his mind. She pursued him and smiled as if to say, That's right. It's within the margin of error. That murderous margin that threw formula after formula into disarray. That margin made Shiro with 2 dice not age 2.2, but 2.3166. And then with 16 dice not 17.6, but 18.533, an adult. My initial formula, my new body, failed. But... oh crap. Sora finally realized he was too late. Seeing his sister whisper to him, he heard his instincts scream. I don't know why, but this. Everything's working out, just as I planned, brother. Is critical. Shiro's voice was serene and had a pleasant lilt. A faint smile formed on her lips as she quivered in faint shyness. Exposing her flushed body, his younger sister slid closer, while behind her... Now, brother, you don't have any choice but to get in the bath with me. Do you? Sora could swear he saw, leering with the sickle, the shadow of death itself. Thump, thump. The restless advance of his younger sister, dared Sora to put up a shrill attempt at resistance. But you still look pretty much, I mean, to begin with, inside your... You had an old man soul. You said so. So now, I no longer have an underage soul. No. Something's wrong about this. You know, there's some law or ordinance or authority or something. You said Earth laws don't apply, and F the police. But as Sora backpedaled, he finally hit the wall. Nowhere left to run, nothing left to say. He was certain. This was a verbal assault. Wielding Sora's own words as weapons, Shiro advanced to entrap him. Brother, nice job, screwing yourself over. You have no excuse to run away. Viola, the long-awaited cabedon, the trendy wall-bang gesture of pounding both hands against the wall to trap one's object of affection. No, in this case, her arms only reached the level of his hips. Looking down at her delighted ruby eyes, Sora thought, Now what will you do, Sora, virgin, approximately and precisely age 18 simultaneously? She sealed off your escape. No, taking advantage of the fact that you sealed off your escape. He'd be lying if he said losing to Shiro didn't get to him, but that was the default. Realizing she'd beaten him in, of all things, mind games, though. He felt the ground crumble under him and... Wait. A gleam of light that flickered through his mind made Sora roar with laughter. She'd almost had him there. Run away? An excuse to run away? Who needed that crap? My younger sister, listen carefully. I shall grant you your assertion that we are both of age. However, yes, it was still only check, not checkmate. After all, even if they were both 18, how did that require that they share a bath together? For siblings to bathe together at the age of 18 is the most unnatural of things. And if you're 18, you should be able. Zora crowed in the conviction he destroyed her check, but it had already been 18 days since the game had started. They'd been in constant, extreme circumstances, enduring fatigue, hunger, wild animals, tasks, all of which they'd survived despite the constant sensation of death's scythe at their throats. And yet, brother, do you hate me that much? With the hurt echo of Shiro's downcast murmur, Sora at last felt death's sickle peel a layer of his skin from his neck, and everything clouded over. Embraced by the naked Shiro, who kept her face averted, Sora wondered. After hearing this, what reason do I have to say no? Because she was a child? He just conceded they were both of age. Because she looked like a child? Then would he continue to call her a child her whole life? Because they were siblings? Destroyed, by her own words, destroyed. If they were siblings and he didn't hate her for that very reason, he should have been able to proceed, head held high and free of guilt. Guilt? Something's off here, Sora thought vacantly. What is it? This feeling I'm about to notice something I shouldn't. And on top of that, he felt Shiro's heartbeat against his hip due to their height difference. She was looking up at him as her heart pounded loudly, fiercely, like an alarm bell. The hell? What's with those eyes that say, notice? They were playing a game of betrayal and deception. But why was it that the one and only person who'd never betray him, Shiro, of all people, had him so trapped, just as death's scythe seemed about to rupture Sora's windpipe? Pardon me, Master. King Sora. Whoa, young Jabril? Your dice. They're. Good God! You have only 2 left! What dire circumstances! Come, let me give you 8 of mine. Come now, you mustn't hesitate, or I'll kick your ass! Huh? What? A savage angel swooped down upon the equally savage bathhouse. It seemed the number of her dice had no impact on Jabril's appearance. Regardless, the Messiah had arrived, glaring sharply for some reason, to find dice being thrown at her. Her face immediately seemed to soften somewhat, not that it mattered to Sora, who nearly broke into a song and dance. Ah, what tragedy! To err indeed is human, but imagine the state of my heart, following my careless misjudgment that hath rendered me a minor, now remote from all eroticism, cast into a hell devoid of hope. O God! That thou shouldst deprive me of the opportunity to bathe with fair maidens. Is my sin truly so grave? Like a Shakespearean actor, Sora, approximately age 3.6, shivered in ecstasy. I'm saved. I don't know what from, but in any case, I've survived. Sora displayed his gratitude to the heavens, but doom. The wind of a violent aura gave him goosebumps. Jabril, get a clue. I'm gonna. booming as if from the depths of hell, was something coming from behind the small manatee girl, Shiro. It could be clearly seen by Sora and Jabril as well. Oh, it seems I am to die. Master, might you know the nature of the grave sin I have committed? Sorry, I don't know either, but it looks like it was pretty bad. It even made Jabril, voice trembling, count her sins. You haven't been saved, declared the shadow, its eyes widening at Sora. Death, with its great scythe and evil smile, seemed on the verge of twisting its expression maliciously, hoisting that same sickle overhead and hurling it at him. Sora didn't know. Neither did Jabril. For Shiro, this had been a 1 in a million chance, a once-in-a-lifetime gamble to make her brother notice her. In the 8 years since she'd met him, never before had the situation, the conditions, the stars lined up so well, and Jabril's arrival had made it all for naught. Shiro had a few more hours, no, a few more minutes. She could have completed the equation and had brother all to herself. Shiro's vision boiled over with rage, but quietly, in the breeze, there swayed a red cloth. I must say, your nonchalance tends to dispel all grudges and resentment. The red cloth of a young muzzlehead standing straight in the bathtub, a loincloth swimming in the wind. However I may grasp at straws, I am still but a child, Shiro thought. It was an indescribably bizarre shock image. His muscles pulsed as if independent organisms. If to be 18 was to have the right, the duty, to view indecency that eroded one's psyche, then I'm okay. With a child's soul. With this last murmur, Shiro fainted on the spot. Sorry for my extended break on this book. I was a bit burned out, and then I was, dreading to come back to this. I don't know why. I just kind of got in the habit of not doing it. I don't know how consistent I'm going to be. I'm going to try to be somewhat consistent. 2 book series are a bit much, and I think that's one of the main reasons I didn't come back, actually, with college stuff going down. I do want to... I might just do shorter sections. This is longer than I thought it was going to be, but if I have to go a bit shorter but keep it consistently, I'd rather do that than just drop it entirely. Hopefully this gets up when I'm trying to get it to, at the in-between week on the Thursday. If this is up a little later, it's because of other stuff, final related stuff. But hopefully this gets up by then. Well, next video on this, whenever I get to it, we'll probably finish up the chapter because... Actually, how much left is there? I think it will. I'm not sure. I might split it because they're technically 2 parts, but I think they're short enough that I'm going to do it in one. Originally, this was going to be on the last video, and I'm glad I didn't include it because it ran longer than I thought, and I never would have gotten the other part out, and I really just wanted to get those out. Like if you do, subscribe if you will. I did say I'd come back. I at least will finish this book for sure. And I want to get it out. It's been on me. It's been haunting me for a bit now. So, until next time, see ya.